In this video, we will be introducing functions. What is a function? At its simplest, we have an input that goes into a mathematical function. The mathematical function does something to the input, and then we get an output. We are most used to x going into the function doing something, and then out coming y. We can also call the input the domain, and what comes out the range. Now let's move on to mapping diagrams. The first one is a 1-to-1 mapping. In a 1-to-1 mapping, each input only maps to one output. 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 This type of mapping is a function. So a 1-to-1 does show a function. The second mapping is a many-to-one mapping. In this type of mapping, many of the inputs map to one of the outputs. So many of the inputs map to one of the outputs. This type of mapping does show a function. So a many-to-one is a function. The third type of mapping is a one-to-many mapping. In this type of mapping, one of the inputs maps to many of the outputs. This is not a function. So this type of mapping is not a function.